What's up guys, Chicks here from Chicks Tech Reviews. Today I'm going to be doing an Android 7 upgrade video for the EBOX R99 Android TV box. Now this is a powerful TV box. It's got the same specs as the H96 Max. This box is number 3 on my chart. Now finally we have the Android 7.1.2 upgrade available, and as usual when an upgrade becomes available I like to cover it on the channel. So without further ado, let's get right to it. Now to do this upgrade you need a Windows PC or a laptop. I'm going to be using my GPD Win. You also need a USB Type-C cable, a reset pin or a safety pin, and of course the EBOX R99 TV box itself. So the first thing you do is you download the 2 files from the description box below. You will have 2 downloads. The first one is a firmware download which is 1.3 gigabytes, and the other one is a 10 megabyte driver assistant, the software you're going to need to actually do the upgrade. So first of all, download the files, put it on your desktop and extract the driver assistant. So you can use WinZip or WinRAR to extract that. So now we can just get rid of the zip, we don't need it. So now you will have on your desktop a folder and a firmware file. Open up the folder and it says there, use this first. So you can't really go wrong there. Open that and click on driver install. So double click that and click on install driver. Okay, it says install driver OK. So we are done with installing the driver. Easy as that. If you had any requests, pop-ups or anything like that, it will ask you say yes or no. I didn't get that because I think I must have already run a similar software. But if it's the first time you're running the software, a message may pop up. All you do is say yes to that message. Now let's go back and open up the other folder, Factory Tool. Okay, and just open the Factory Tool software. Alright, so we've got the Factory Tool open. You want to change the language, so you've got the world icon there. Click it and choose the second choice, and that will give you the English language. Okay, next step is to select the firmware. So this first icon which says firmware, click on it and locate your firmware, which should be on your desktop. So go to your desktop. There's the firmware, EBOX R99. Click on it and click open. And just wait. Okay, the firmware has been loaded. It looked like it wasn't doing anything, so you need to be patient at that stage. And as soon as you see everything come back again, you know the firmware has been loaded. Now what we need to do is connect the TV box. Okay, so now grab your USB cable. So plug that into the USB port of your PC. Alright, and keep that ready. You're not going to plug that into the box yet. Okay, so the next step is a little bit tricky. Grab your TV box. So you can see there is a small reset hole just next to the power socket. You're going to put this pin in there, and you'll feel a reset button, and just keep that pressed all throughout. Just keep it pressed. Locate where your USB-C port is, because you're going to be doing multitasking here. Keep the USB-C cable ready. So you're going to press the reset button. You can get somebody to help you if it makes things easier. I don't have any assistant to help me. So keep the reset button pressed and connect the USB-C cable. Alright, I've done that. Keeping an eye on the laptop, you will hear a noise on the laptop. Okay, you can let go of this now. I'm just going to zoom in to show you what to expect. You need to see a device ID number showing on this section, like it says loader 4 for me. As long as you've got a number there, you have done this correctly. Now all you've got to do now is press run, and the firmware will begin upgrading, and you can see what's happening. So let this finish its task. You can see it's on 40% at the moment and the firmware is being upgraded. I have not put any power cable or anything attached to this TV box. All I have is the USB-C port. Okay, so it's already installed the firmware. It's now checking the firmware. So let that go to 100. Do not interrupt the process or you can brick your TV box. I'll zoom out to show you the whole desk again. Sorry about the lighting. It is early hours of the morning right now, You can see I've only got that plugged in, no power cable or anything like that. So it's still checking the firmware. It's on 56% or 70% rather. So the process looks exactly the same as the H96 Max upgrading process. Of course the firmware files are going to be different. There you go, success. You get a green success at the top. It took 2 minutes and 25 seconds to upgrade. That is how easy it is to upgrade. So now you can disconnect the TV box. So you now have Android version 7 on this box. Now I'm going to get this hooked up to my TV and capture card, and we're going to find out how Android version 7 runs on this TV box. I'll be right back. So here is the brand new home screen for this TV box. It looks a lot better than before. You have 4 fixed large shortcuts on top and some smaller customizable icons at the bottom. If we go to settings, you will see that I'm connected to Wi-Fi with no issues at all. System storage is 32 gigs, from which there are 26 gigs free to use. And if we go to About, you will see that this is running Android version 7.1.2. Now the system apps are located to the far right of the home screen, and I also like how this is laid out, very fast and smooth in operation. Here are your standard apps on the box. I have actually installed Antutu and YouTube TV version, which I got from the Aptoid TV store. You still have 3 app stores included: the EBOX App Store, the Aptoid TV store, and the official Google Play Store. So lots of options for downloading apps. So here is your DRM info and your route information. So in the Wi-Fi speed test, we got download speeds of 27 and upload speeds of 9 megabits per second. These were very good results considering the top speeds we currently achieve are up to 30 megabits per second. The default YouTube app installed on this box allows you to do a maximum of 1440p, and the video streaming quality and sound are very good. However, if you would like to stream YouTube in 4K, then head over to the Aptoid TV store and download the YouTube TV app. You will then be able to watch 4K videos on YouTube very nicely, and this method now works on nearly all Android TV boxes. Do bear in mind that you need a TV box with some decent specs to be able to render and stream the 4K from YouTube. Now let's try playing some 4K videos from a USB drive and see how this box handles. Now during my tests I did encounter some issues. This box has the power to easily run 4K videos. However, the makers have provided their own version of Kodi which cannot be removed, uninstalled or changed in any way. So playing my 4K samples was not possible. I tried other media players such as VLC, MX Player and the built-in media center, and none of them could correctly play my samples. I mean, the video played nicely, but there was no sound due to lack of audio codec. Those audio codecs are found in the official version of Kodi, which you cannot install on this box, so unfortunately I could not successfully play any of my 4K samples on this box. So then I tested out gaming performance. I downloaded one of the biggest games, Asphalt 8, and played it for a while, and the game played superb, no issues whatsoever. The graphics looked great and the game played very well. So here are the results for the Antutu benchmark scores. In Antutu version 6 we got a total score of 81,892, which sounds just right. But as an experiment I also ran the latest Antutu version 7 and we got a ridiculously fake score of... Now I'm going to make a video on this subject very soon, as Antutu version 7 is completely fake. All devices are being boosted by up to 50%, and my new video will prove this very soon. Luckily, I have Antutu version 6 on a USB stick, and that is what I'm going to continue using for all my reviews. APK links in the description in case you need them. I would avoid 7 at the moment as it's currently very misleading. Now, based on the genuine benchmark result, let's see how this compares with the others. So here is my top performing Android TV box chart for 2018. So the upgraded version of the R99 stays in position 3, just under the H96 Max. You can view all my charts online at chigstech.com and read them at your leisure. So there you have it guys, that was the EBOX R99. So let's break it down with some pros and cons. So on the left you have my previous pros and cons when the box was on version 6, and on the right you have the new pros and cons after the upgrade. So that pretty much sums it up. By upgrading, you get a faster and smoother running box, less clogged up and cleaner looking home screen, no more compatibility issues with apps, and the price has currently been reduced. We have 4K video streaming on YouTube, very fast Wi-Fi speeds, and the only one con which cannot be ignored is how you cannot have the official version of Kodi, hence no other way of playing my 4K video samples. If EBOX allow us to install the official version of Kodi, then this box will have no cons at all. Nevertheless, I highly recommend the upgrade. It's easy to do and does make the box perform much better, and the menus and apps run a lot smoother. And with that being said, I'll leave the links in the description so you guys can check this product out, and if you like it, you can of course go ahead and pick one up for yourself. That's all for this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all have a brilliant day. See you in the next one, guys.